peeps? It's your girl Dosh. Come back to Funeral Takes. Well, it's that time of you guys. It's movie news time. There's a couple of things I want to kind of just talk about on here. Of course, definitely one of them being about the DC FanDome. Of course, what's happening with the theaters, kind of updates on some movies, and also some stuff about some reboots that I was none too happy to hear about. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into it. First thing has to do with the theaters. Now, you already know two of the major theater chains, AMC and Regal. As you know, they're getting ready to open up. We have a couple of things that are going to be coming out that are going to be going to the theaters. I know one being like, say, the New Mutants. We have Unhinged. We already know Tenet is slated to be coming out September 3rd. Just to name a few. We already know another one. Wonder Woman's going to be coming out in October. So with that said, I had already talked about for the last couple of movie news is that still trying to really assess and decide if I really want to venture out to see something. And I stated if I do, one of those things would be where I would probably be going to the most earliest one possible, which hopefully be less people. I'm not doing anything that's mid-afternoon to evening. I don't want so many people around me. It's not going to be the same experience, and a lot of people might be thinking the same way as me. So we'll see how that goes if, in fact, I decide to do that. Now, there's another thing that's happening where some doctors are actually speaking out, saying it's best to kind of stay away from that. I'm going to just kind of talk about one in particular where it came up. Dr. L. Sayed. He's from the podcast America Dissected. And he said a little statement. I'm going to read part of what he said. I'm going to kind of jump into that. From what we understand, the virus is transmitted through aerosolized droplets that come out of your mouth, oftentimes when we talk, when we laugh, or when we sing. He says, and so being in a room for 2 hours with a bunch of folks who are laughing at a movie, and whereas air is not being circulated in an efficient way, and where you don't know who has been in there before you, that's really hazardous exposure. He also makes a note, even wearing a mask throughout the film and not consuming any food or drinks isn't enough to stay safe. In a dark theater, it's impossible to tell if everyone else is wearing a mask. That is true. And when I read part of some of his statement, I said, he's not wrong. It's like, some people being there, I wouldn't be surprised if some individuals, who might not have safe, for instance, be in the front or whatever, middle, might be all the way in the back, not wearing anywhere near anyone, and then decide to take off their mask and just be chilling, watching the movie. And like I said, laugh, whatever. Some people could be talking or whatever, and all certain times, certain, like you said, droplets come out of your mouth, could fall on the, on your table, wherever, on your hand. You just don't know, and you're taking the chance of dealing with that. That's why, even though I'm so excited and hyped for so many movies, by the time this movie news I post I probably would have already seen maybe another trailer for, say, Tenet, Wonder Woman, all that, and the hype will be beyond real. But the fact remains is that is something I'm really, trying to decide if I really want to go out. As much as I want to see these movies, again, the most important thing to me, and I'm hoping a lot of people honestly, is your health. And it's just going to be very interesting. I will say that they keep, stating, and even the doctors, just to get with that drive-in theater thing. And I said, what, I wish it was a lot more of the drive-in, ways of seeing movies around my area that were close, but they are not. I'm going to search and see if there's some ones that are around that will show some of these movies that I want to see, like mainly Wonder Woman. Honestly, I'm not even going to lie. I really want to see that out and about, not at home. Yes, comfort in my home is great now, but some movies I really want to truly experience, and there's a lot of them that have been moving to next year. I'm cool with waiting, but some of them, like this one, like I said, Tenet, hopefully Coming to America 2 is going to come out in a year, and even Doom. Those are some of the ones I really want to see in the theater and really experience all facets of what it has to offer. So it's just really like, a tad bit of me conflicted, but I know in the end, health is going to definitely outweigh. So like I said, I'm going to find other ways of options to see these movies if they're given to us, and it is what it is. If one of them is not close enough for me to do a drive-through, then we're going to have to just wait, and I'm not, because I've stated it many times as well on here that I don't live alone, and I live with an older individual, and I have to think about their health as well. Plus, there's at times a little young one who's 3 years old that comes around me, and I refuse to put that little butterball in any type of danger whatsoever. So yes, I will definitely stay far away and do what I need to do, because I'm not just thinking about myself, I'm thinking about others. I'm thinking about the people around me as well, not just family and not just friends. So it is what it is. But in the end, the movies ain't going nowhere. They will be here. I will be fine. And when I do see it, all right, will be with the world. So just want to kind of put that out there, just a lot of people to process and think about. But putting that in perspective, like the doctor stated, definitely puts it truly in perspective for you to truly remember that when you're in there like that, because I'm all about double masked up, gloves, whatever. And then as soon as that film was, I'm out the door, not touching anything. I don't want no food. I don't want nothing, whatever. Restroom before I show up at the theater, and just go in and get out. You know, that's the mentality I truly have now with going to theaters. And that's kind of how it's going to be for a while when I finally decide to go back and venture. So, with that said, now I did say DC FanDome is happening this weekend. I will say that I'm excited for the simple fact that stuff is going to be dropping all on social media, showcasing stuff in regards to, of course, you know, what is it, Hall of Heroes, and then also, you know, about the multiverse, you know, through CW. It's just going to be really nice for the TV shows as well. They're setting up where it's only going to be a two-parter, where today is going to be, I think, mostly in regards to a lot of the movies, whatever. Maybe a little bit for TV, I seriously doubt, but I think September, they said September the 12th is when they're going to showcase, I think, more of the TV, of the Arrow, you know, the universe. Multi-universe, excuse me. So needless to say, I'm excited because I'm looking forward to seeing everything that's going to drop prior in regards to a little bit more understanding what's happening with the movie The Suicide Squad. Also, Wonder Woman 84, here for that. Hearing a little bit more about the Batman, of course, we know, and I'm going to get into that a little bit later. I'm going to talk about that in full detail. Then, of course, a little bit more information maybe about Black Adam. You know, some of those movies are not coming out till 2022, so we'll probably discuss, you know, just a little bit of understanding what, you know, Dwayne Johnson is working on in regards to that. We'll probably hear a little bit more about The Flash. I'm excited about that one. Also, you know, maybe a little bit of understanding what's happening with Shazam 2, and also with forgetting one of my movies. Aquaman 2 too. I was like, my mind just went blank. So yes, I'm excited. I'm hyped. I know in regards to the stuff that's going to probably be discussed more so on September 12th with the TV shows, a lot of them have not even started production on the new seasons because ever since COVID happened back in March. So it's going to be interesting to hear about Black Lightning, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, you know, just to name a few. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they're going to talk about The Flash. I'm definitely here for my Black Lightning. That's my show. So yes, I really want to see what's going to pan out with that, and just seeing, because I know there's a lot of cliffhangers happening on The Flash, so it's going to be real interesting how that panel going into September is going to turn out. But I'm just happy with what DC's doing the FanDome. I know a lot of people are hyped for that. I am as well. I'm just looking forward to seeing how much feedback, being that it's virtual. So that's going to be interesting, cause, you know, because you already know Comic-Con did a little something that was virtual as well early on, you know. So that's going to be, it's just going to be funny. I know a lot of people are excited. Just the build-up for it has been just like, you know, countdown. I'm also looking forward to hearing more about Justice League with Zack Snyder. I think we might be possibly getting a trailer. It might be more of a teaser. This doesn't come out until next year. We don't know. And hopefully we'll find out if... how early next year would be. I'm hoping like maybe March, April. Don't make us wait till the summer. Please don't do it like that, especially if you show some sort of trailer. Just the wait is excruciating. But hey, ain't nothing we can do about it. We're gonna have to wait, you know. But I'm praying. Fingers crossed that, you know, Zach might let us know exactly what month to expect it to come out. They'll be able to give us that information. I feel like we probably will find out when they do their actual panel. So I'm hyped for that. But I just kind of want to throw that in there really quickly because I know it's very, you know, hyped up for this weekend. A lot of people are going to be talking about this. It's going to be all on social media, all the things that are going to be dropping. So I'm here for it. I'm hyped. So moving from that. Now, the next thing I want to discuss has to do actually with The Flash. And I'm excited because even though I've been talking about it off and on for like a good year or so, a couple things happening, you know, in regards to the situation with Ezra and all. I was wondering if he was still going to be attached, but it looks like he is actually still going to be attached. Definitely see director Andy Muschietti is a part of it. His sister's a producer on it. I'm excited. Now, with this one, I feel like the adaptation is going to be, as they stated, you know, kind of along the lines of Flashpoint. So I'm looking forward to seeing if we're going to see Barry Allen not, you know, being, you know, not having any sort of speed. Are we going to get different types of the Flash, you know, throughout? That'll be nice to see. I'm excited because with this one, I know he's going to be running through all the different alternate, you know, realities. Here for that fully. You see how he did when he was in what was it in Batman versus Superman? Yes, it was. I'm trying to remember which one he was really in it, where we saw the part and he kind of come across, you know, Bruce Wayne, aka, you know, Batman, played by Ben Affleck. Also want to see, because I did hear Michael Keaton will be reprising his role as the Batman, of course, his Batman from, what is it, 86. And then also we'll get to see Ben Affleck come back with his pivotal role in the Flash, playing his Batman, and his will definitely be very pivotal and significant in regards to the stories going to be told with this particular Barry Allen with Ezra Miller. I'm happy. I'm excited that they're doing the panel with him, with the director, and we get a little bit more information and focus on this. They have not yet started on the movie, so we're probably at the beginning stages because now we're moving full throttle. They have the panel. It's happening finally because it kept talking and talking. It was just like, can we move this baby along? I'm here for it. When he did CW's Flash, and they had it a part of the Infinite, what was it called? The Infinite, because I wrote it down, the Crisis of Infinite Earths. When he did his little cameo, that part was so hilarious to me because I love his banter. Like I stated before, with Ezra in his movie with Justice League, the way he, engaged the other characters, it was always funny to me. So I already know he's going to bring the funny. Definitely will get our drama aspect of what's happening, of course, in regards to his family, his father, his mother, all that aspect. So I'm here for that. And just seeing how he was acting with the other Barry, like looking at touching, he's like, oh, this feels good, whatever. And he's like, I'm Barry. He's like, what is happening? And just this facial expressions alone had me in tears. So I'm really looking forward to seeing them definitely build off of him in this particular movie. I know a lot of people are like, oh, the guy who does the TV show could have did it. Like, no, it is what it is. They're going to utilize the one that we have, and that's Ezra in this one. It's up to people to decide if they want to go see it. Nobody's forcing you. I do want to see it. I'm excited for it. I'm glad it's getting off of it's just finally getting off his feet, and we're moving along with this. And like I said, Andy Muschietti being at the helm, being that he's definitely known as being about the horror right now. I'm glad he's kind of branching so we can see him doing other things. Like I stated, I love when directors mix it up a little bit, keeps you on your toes. Like, oh, they do this. Just like I always say, James Wan does the same thing. That brother is just, he all over the place with the genres. I'm just here for it. So I'm excited. I'm happy. Now I'm just ready to see who else is going to be cast besides Ben Affleck coming back and Michael Keaton. So yes, I'm here for it. I'm excited. And the movie's supposed to be June 3rd, 2022. Like I said, we have a ways away. Like I said, they have yet to start anything. So now hopefully going into next year, they'll probably start production. And as time goes on, we'll probably find out more about the casting on that one. So I'm excited. Now this one I'm really interested in. And this has to do with Olivia Wilde. She had basically is being attached to a possible movie through Sony Marvel. It could be a Spider-Woman movie. I will say that would be interesting. I'm here for it. I already know that they have in the works, and I talked about this last year about the Madam Web. I'm here for that. That one I'm most definitely here for. I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that movie as well as this one. I was already on board because I wanted to know if they're going to still do Silver and Black, which was supposed to be actually directed by Gina Price Bythewood, but I don't know if that's still going to happen. I wonder if she's going to be attached to that now. They're not stating, they're keeping it very low key. I will say this is what they noted. And with the report, it says Wilde has closed a deal to direct and develop a female-centric Marvel movie. So not giving us anything. It's really truly hush hush. So this is basically just breaking news of sorts that's just come out in the last probably week, and I am really looking forward to it. She's definitely branching out, definitely behind the camera. I'm loving that. She is great. I'm liking some of the work she's put out, even work she's done in front of the camera as well. So I love that. It's going to be definitely, of course, female led. I really want to know exactly, hopefully, since this is new information, hopefully in the next coming months we'll get a little bit more information about that. She's basically definitely the director. We just need to know exactly what movie she's working on and who is going to be cast, and then I will be very happy to move this baby along. So yes, that's definitely one of those films that's definitely in the works. I'm here for it. Let's go ahead and do this. Yes, I'm really, really looking forward to it. I'm really hoping that Silver and Black is still one of the ones that's going to be coming out, even if she's not going to be attached to that. It could be something totally different. But that was one I've been talking about off and on for over a year, and it just seems like it's been halted. But it is what it is. That goes without saying. In Hollywood, a lot of movies you hear about it, then all of a sudden it's kind of pushed, up on the shelf for a second until they get the right person attached. And sometimes I would rather them do that than just throw something together just for the fact of doing it, to kind of shut the mouths of others like myself. So I'm gonna keep my tabs on this one. Like I stated, when I know more, you all will know more. So moving on from that. Now this one is what I wanted to talk about. And I'm gonna go ahead and put up the actual logo of the Batman. I am so happy that we finally get to see a little bit more. I've been a year and a half, I've been talking about this from the beginning stages when I knew Matt Reeves had come on board, you know, and I was just like, okay. Then I was just like, okay, is Ben going to be a part? Then we found out Ben was going to be a part. Had to take a step back. Things happen. It is what it is. I'm still in my feelings about it back then, but now I'm on board. Once I found out Robert Pattinson was on, wasn't sure how to take that because I was trying to think age-wise. Okay, where's the storyline going to start at for us to know where it falls in line with it? For me to visualize Robert Pattinson. Here we are. He'll definitely be his mid-30s, perfectly aged group. His overall appearance, he is tall, whatever and all. You definitely had to probably buff up for this a little bit, so you look good right in that Batman suit. The cast, we got Zoe Kravitz, we got Colin Farrell, we got Paul Dano, we have Jeffrey Wright, John Turturro, we have the twins, Max and Charlie Carver, just to name a few. There's more people in it. I mean, this is just like, I'm really feeling really good about how this is going to turn out. It's just looking just like all types of feels. The logo, I'll probably put the poster up here as well, somewhere in between we discussing this, but this is long overdue. I'm liking it. A lot of people were loving the reveal of the logo and the poster on social media. My Twitter was like booming the retweets that I was seeing from the people that I follow. So it basically thumbs up to Matt. They're liking what they're seeing. We're feeling very confident, hopeful. I'm excited. I look forward to that teaser. I'm looking forward to the actual movie. This baby does not come out until October of next year. And like I stated before, its competition will be Halloween, of course, like a week apart or whatever, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not remember that. I know for them, October 21st for the band, but I'm not remembering the full date of when Halloween. I think it's the week before. So it's going to be real interesting. So Halloween's definitely going to make, because this October is Halloween. I mean, come on. So I know it's going to make some record money, but that's some stiff ass competition right there. So it's going to be very, very, very good. October is going to be a wonderful month of just being in the theaters next year. And by then I pray, you know, the Heavenly Fathers that we'll be able to definitely get back into the theaters where everybody feels comfortable and we can really enjoy the movies like we used to, where some people doing double features, you know, watching stuff, you know, same day. What, you know what I mean? So I'm excited. I'm hyped. I'm here for it. Again, they're supposed to start filming again. I think they said next month, so they can kind of go back into, because of course they had to, you know, stop for a minute because of COVID. So hopefully we'll be getting that. So like I stated, this doesn't come out to next year. We're not getting nothing in regards to teaser or whatever. He might show some stuff maybe at the panel, but nothing like that we're going to get since we're over a year out. So I'm not getting my hopes up to see anything like that per se. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Like I said, like even with the Suicide Squad, they might showcase something, whatever. By this time this up, I probably have already seen something. So we'll have to see, you know, how that all pans out, whichever. But if they get a little bit of a glimpse of Zoe Kravitz, maybe in a suit, you know, that would be nice. So you already know I'm here for. So I'm excited for that. This is another one I'm really excited for, because now that we're getting word that we have a director attached, and this has to do with Kraven the Hunter. I've already been talking about this off and on, and I am here for it. I'm really here for it. I'm just like, okay, finally, this is one of those ones, like I said, you know, all the different types of Spidey's anti-heroes, you know, standalone films. Like, we already got Venom, we already got Morbius coming out next year, I think it's in March, and then now hearing more word about Kraven the Hunter. Now, I already knew the script was being worked on by Richard Wink. I'm excited about that. Hopefully we'll hear more as time goes on. Now, if the director's been attached, let me get his name, is the director who did Triple Frontier. His name is J.C. Chong, is it, let me say his name correct, Chandor, excuse me, my apologies. I'm happy because I did see Triple Frontier, action-packed, here for it. So I feel like that part right there is not going to be an issue. I'm here. Now, with Kraven the Hunter, he's just definitely synonymous for being one of those characters where it was all about the hunt, especially the hunt for Spider-Man, whatever, just to prove that he could do it. He basically, they say, kind of, you know, totes the line of being a villain or, you know, anti-hero at times, whichever. Now, in this instance, I'm wondering what kind of storyline they're considering. This is all brand new information with the director, so we're not even there with who's going to be writing the script. Just with writing the script, because like we don't know anything. So right now that part is hush hush. Nothing wrong with that. But now that we have a director and we have the script and all that, now I'm ready to see who's going to be cast. There is one person, and I said it before, and I'm going to post this picture up here again, is who I feel like should truly be. You all in the comment section, if you have some ideas, some other people, please lay it on me. I am here for it. But I feel Joe Mag... let me get his name right, because I always get tongue-tied. And forgive me if I'm butchering it. It's not done malice. Joe Manganiello. I always have to say it out slowly, because I feel like if I say it too fast, I'm going to butcher it. I feel like he'd be perfect. The height, the overall aesthetics, his features, maybe a little extra bulk, because he's already fit anyway. Probably have to get on a little bit more, a little bit, as they say, swole. Yes, then I would be here for it. I would be so here for this. I'm trying to think of anybody else I can think of off the top. Now, some people threw out Jason Momoa. Like, he's Aquaman, he's doing his little thing, but it's not like he can't do another character. Hence, Jared Leto did Joker. A lot of people feel, some people liked it. I didn't mind his Joker, and then he's doing Morbius. It's a possibility. You know, that'd be like, yeah, that'd be something to see if he's considered, because he has the overall look as well. That throw out that beard, got the height, got the body. All right, but Joe is the one that really comes to mind, because if you look at the comics, I see the most of the facial features from him would fit more perfectly in my, personal opinion. So, if you all can give me some other ones to deter me from that, he gonna stay number one. So I'm just putting it out there. I pray he's considered as an option for testing for the role. Then that'll be good. At least they can see what I see, the potential. So, but yes, I'm looking forward to that one. Again, when I know more about who's going to eventually get cast, now that we know the script is done and the director's now been attached, I most definitely plan to update you all on a regular for this one. So yes, that one I'm excited about. So moving on from that, now another update is Screamfire. I just talked about this last week, how I'm excited that Courtney Cox has been added to it. Or new David Arquette's come on to this. We have a new cast member who's been added, and her name is Melissa Barrera. I'm excited for her. Now, they're telling me this. She will be playing, of course, like I said, a new character. Details are under wraps. We don't know too much about this, but I will say this from the directors of who did Ready or Not. They say the plot synopsis is: a new installment of the Scream horror franchise will follow a woman returning to her hometown to try to find out who has been committing a series of vicious crimes. Right there sets the tone. So that is perfectly good. I'm here for that. Again, one other thing we're trying to still find out, the fact that we're getting now some new cast members added. One old cast member. Still want to know if she's going to be added. And that will be very interesting if we get our Sydney back. I'm really hoping we do. But I stated before, if it doesn't, if we have some of the core characters from the originals, whichever, you're starting a whole new synopsis, whatever and all that, that's pretty all you really need. Then, she might decide to do the movie, maybe a quick cameo, and then move her out of it, and then she's done. And it is what it is. Nev Campbell, I will really hope she does consider coming back, whichever. But that's enough right there. I'm excited. I'm actually excited for Courtney and David to be back. So that gives me enough hype having some of the original characters, original cast from the beginning. So, because it's been a minute, you all. I mean, the first one came out back in mid-90s. The last one came out the Scream 4 was 2011. So yeah, it's been a minute. So it's been about 10 years. So yeah, it's about that time. They always want to revamp it up, whatever. But they're not starting over with a reboot. They're doing it like Scream 5. So that part I can at least respect, because I said if they start all over, please don't, because that first one is that's a classic. I loved the first one. Love me Drew Barrymore in it when she was doing her particular scenes. It's just, I love it. So this one, I love that we're moving along. Hopefully they'll give us a date of when they think this is going to probably come out. Something makes me think that if they're putting the casting in now, it's a possibility it can come out late next year, maybe a year out from that, maybe January, February. I always say I'm not into all these dates being in a certain month anymore. Just put a good movie out all year long. We don't need don't let it come out January, February, March. No, nobody's watching movies. I watch movies all year long. I hate when people say that. What does that mean? If you're a movie buff, you watch a movie anytime. Doesn't matter. I don't care if it's cold outside. It's called gloves, hat, and coat. Whatever. I'm just saying. Ran over. Now this one right here, I'm actually definitely excited about this, because I'm all for Asian American representation in film and movies. Don't get enough of it, but I'm seeing a certain thing happening here, and I'm loving this particular two people coming together, because I'm a fan of some of their work, and this has to do with Randall Park and Daniel Day Kim. They're going to be doing an Untitled heist type of film, and I'm hyped and excited for this. They were in Always Be My Maybe. That was a hilarious movie. Both of them playing love interest to Ali Wong. It was such a good movie. I really enjoyed it. The day I watched it when it came out, when it fell out on a Friday, I watched it and then I watched it again the same night, whatever, because I really enjoyed that movie. And I watched it again like a month ago, whatever, and all that. It was nothing on. I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and watch it again, whatever, because I really enjoyed it from beginning to end. No forwarding, nothing. I really enjoyed it from beginning to end. I love I just love Randall Park. I think he's hilarious. You know, he's just be killing it in the movies and whatever, and his facial expressions be killing me. He's just hilarious, and I just like that I'm going to get to see more of his work from this particular case. Now, let me state what they said. They're not giving too much away, whatever, but they're saying the log line is being kept under wraps, but what we do know is that it'll be loosely focused on a reunion of high school friends who come together in a nod to a classic fun ensemble heist film. And Daniel Day Kim says, I think it has nods to Ocean's 11, The Full Monty, and Better Luck Tomorrow. And those are some good movies to use as a good little analogy or comparison of sorts of what we can expect from the film. I look forward to seeing who else will be cast. This little thing is going to be hysterical. So I feel like Daniel's character might be a little bit more on the serious side, whatever, and also when all this stuff happens with the heist, Randall's definitely going to be bringing the funny. Maybe a little serious, but definitely Daniel will be the more serious one out the group with the friendship between the two. So that's going to be funny. Like I stated, I'm loving that we're getting more representation, like I said, definitely in TV and definitely in films. So, of course, with the movie The Farewell, we had, what was it? Of course, Parasite, hello. Blinded by the Light. What's another one that comes to my mind? To All the Boys That Love Me. I mean, there's more I can state with them all, but these are the movies that I'm definitely aware of that I've dealt with and seen. It's never enough representation. I like to see all types of diversity in films, period. Down black, brown, Asian, you know. So I'm more than merry because I'm like this. A good movie is a good movie, but it's like I stated, at times it's unfortunate that we don't see a little bit more of that reflected with whoever's watching it. You know, be say for instance looking more like myself. But I feel like with things and with the way things are happening, you know, out here, whichever, and of course with TV, people being home, you want their reflection, and it's always good and refreshing when certain, you know, TVs or film, you know, companies see the potential, you know, of it all. And with this particular heist film, it will be through Amazon Studios, so I'm happy about that because I do have Amazon, so kudos to Amazon for that. So yes, I'm here for it. I'm excited. I look forward to this, and I most definitely will be watching this when this comes out. So like I stated before, when I know more, you'll know more. And like I stated, I'm looking forward to seeing who else will definitely be casting this, because I feel like if they're going to be a friendship bond, whatever and all that, that means we're going to probably get circa past growing up into adulthood. So yes, most definitely going to be funny. Now the last two things I'm going to talk about have to do with reboots. You already know how I feel about reboots. I ain't always here for them. It is what it is. Because I always state some movies that they're trying to reboot don't need a reboot. I'm just like, why is this happening? So these particular two, one in particular, I'm really not really here for. One of them, So with that said, the first one is going to be starring Will Smith and Kevin Hart, and it's supposed to be for Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. When I heard that they're going to be aboard to do the reboot, I was just like, okay, they haven't done a movie together, so I'm going to have to see how that chemistry is, because the chemistry between John Candy and Steve Martin is hilarious in that film. And they're legends in their own right. You know, rest in peace, John Candy. He's done many movies I love. Many. Love me some him. Steve Martin, I cannot say enough about him. One of my favorites is Roxanne. I just love that Roxanne, the movie Roxanne, excuse me, with Daryl Hannah. Just love that movie. Just thinking about it right now. Then just watching that movie, and this is considered now being as a classic, more of a holiday film at sorts, whichever. I remember watching definitely around the Thanksgiving holiday, and even if maybe sometimes again Christmas, whichever, and all that, because it just gives me that type of feel. But just all the amount of antics within the film. I love the banter, like I said, you know, the chemistry between the two when they're giving off the certain parts in the movie was just hysterical. Between me, John Candy's hair in the movie where he had to get it permed, so it's all that curly look. You know, because it's normally not like that. It's just, oh my gosh, so funny. So I'm going to have to really see the chemistry between the two, basically meaning when the trailer comes out, because I'm just not sure how I feel and vibe with that. We already know Will would be Steve and Kevin is going to be John's character, clearly. So it's going to be very interesting. And being that they've never worked together, I'm kind of wanted to see, of all the movies to pick for them to come together to work together, I wasn't expecting that. And the fact that it's a reboot, no less. So, yeah, that's very interesting to me. But it is what it is, you know. Of course, Will doing his thing. Bad Boys for Life came out, you know, with him and Martin Lawrence, you know, raking in that money. I think it just dropped on Blu-ray DVD. So, guys, snatch that baby up. Kevin doing his thing. He's just knocking out his movies. The Jumanji and all, working with Dwayne Johnson. They have banter like ridiculous. And yeah, they work off each other very, very well. So yeah, they're both out there doing the damn thing. I'm supporting the brothers. Just, you know, again, I need to see the actual trailer, so because I need to see how it's going to flow. Because right now, I'm just not seeing it. But again, leave room for judgment until after that, and then we'll see how I really feel. If I really feel like I'm really want to go see this, and I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to just, you know, skirt tail around that. So that one is the one. This is the one I'm really not here for. And this has to do with the reboot for The Exorcist. You want to know how I feel? I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm being honest. I don't want it. That's a classic in itself. That thing is upstairs in my room, inside my little tote that I keep for movies that I want to watch that are just at arm's length, whatever. The most of my bulk are all in storage because I live with a family member, so I can't put all my stuff up just to be displaying. But that is one of those ones I've seen. When I saw it the first time, I was 9 or 10 years old, and I was visiting my grandmother during my mom. Okay, what is it? Summer. Mom dropped us off, you know, South Carolina for the whole summer. She did us like that. And I remember one night it was on, and we were in our grandmother's room on her bed watching it. And I remember the distinct part that literally stayed in my brain for like a week was the part when Linda Blair's head turned around. She said, "Did she tell you what she did?" I was done. And ever since then, I have been a fan, because when I got into my middle teens, I watched it again, whichever I had on VHS, but then I eventually updated and got it on DVD. But that is just synonymous, you know, Ellen Bernstein, Linda Blair, I mean, just, you know, Jason Miller, I just can't fathom the fact that they feel the need to make that, you know, again, in a reboot. Why? I will say this, I love the first one. Second one, I like the third one. And then they did the prequels. I will say one of the prequels starring Skarsgård, the father of the two brothers that we all know well and love from It and True Blood. He was in the prequel. I actually did not mind so much, but I'm always going to have a love for the first one. A lot of my friends cannot stand to watch it. They are scared out of their minds. And the steps, you know, because they're over here near us downtown to see it. They're like, I don't want to go over there, nowhere near. I'm not paranoid enough to not, I would never go to that, whatever. One of these days, and I lived here all my life and have yet to go to that, whatever. One day I might go. But needless to say, I mean, just, it's a classic. And the fact of them considering it, I'm like, well, and talking about 2021, I mean, this news just came out and like, they're talking about 2021. I was like, okay, that's kind of quick. And furthermore, there's a lot of stuff coming out next year. Where are you going to fall into it? Secondly, who is directing it and who is in it? I mean, hopefully now that this information has come out, we'll get a little bit more information with it, because I really want to know who's attached, who's directing it, because I want to know what else they have directed to feel like, I feel they'll be able to really bring it, you know, knock it out of the park. But it's going to be, the comparisons that going to come. They're going to scrutinize the film, being that we know that one is a classic. I will say I did enjoy the Exorcist TV show that came on a couple years back. That was actually good. I was hoping they would just leave it as a TV series because I can get behind that if they stretched the storyline. But when they cut it out for 2 years, I was bummed about that because it really was freaking good. I just don't know what to think. I'm really just not hyped. I definitely need to know more. I need to see who's going to be a part of it, but it doesn't mean I'm still excited to see it. I will say this, and you all can comment if you want in the comment section when it comes to reboots. I will say the one reboot I can really say that I did enjoy came out, it was early, like 2011, 2010 or something like that, was The Hills Have Eyes. I love the remake of that one. That's one remake I can really say. Now, I will say for Evil Dead, I like the original, and I love Evil Dead 2. That's my ultimate favorite. The reimaging or remake, whatever, was done very, very well. Do not get me wrong with it and all, but I still have a love for the first one, which I know. But for that one to be a remake, a reboot, whatever you want to call it, kudos to them. Did very, very good. But The Hills Have Eyes is my favorite reboot all. Any of these other ones they're trying to make, it's just like not even necessary. I don't know why they feel the need, and this one right here might get a lot of pushback. Some people probably talking about it's going to be a lot of hype for this. For hype, really? Because some of my friends that I follow on Twitter and my other social media, when they posted about it, I was like, nah, I don't want it. And my buddy was like, me either. And some people were like, why? What's that saying? They keep saying, who asked for this? In this instance, yes, who asked for this? You know, because I'm like, nah, I don't want it. I'm really dead serious. I really don't. So it's just going to be, okay, once more information comes out, I'll be looking at it like a side eye, like, okay, director, check. Who's in this one, check. How's the storyline going to really go? Are they going to reboot this fully being similar to the actual film? Or they're going to modernize this? How are they going to really do this to make it anything different from the original that came out in 73? That's what I want to know. So besides that, I'm not really looking forward to knowing really anything about it, but I will keep up with it and keep abreast because that's just how I am about knowing about these particular things. So again, with this one, when I know more, you all will know more. So that is it, you guys. As I always state, comment below. Let me know what you all think about anything I discussed. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next movie news. You guys take care.